The NBA Finals, 2011. Everyone already knew who was going to win. They basically already printed the shirts. A super team. Hand-built in secret. Revealed on live television like a coronation. LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, Chris Bosh, together. Miami. Not one, not two, not three, 7 championships. They promised 7.
But we also know you 3 kings came down here to win championships. Not 1, championships.
Not 2.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
And here's the thing, they were right, just not yet. Because standing between that dynasty and its first ring was a 32-year-old German man who'd been called soft for most of his career. No entourage, no hype machine, no Nike campaign. Just a one-legged fadeaway and 13 years of unfinished business. This is the story the NBA moved on from fastest. And it's the one you need to hear. July 8, 2010. LeBron James sat in front of a camera. The whole basketball world held its breath. And in one sentence, he rewrote the league.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach.
Some fans burned his jersey that night. Some called it a betrayal. But the media? They celebrated. They said it was genius. Evolution. The future of basketball. Stars taking control, building their own empires, forcing their own endings. Miami held a rally before they played a single game. Wade grabbed the microphone. The crowd was delirious. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. Not 7 championships. 7 on live television before tip-off of a single game. And nobody laughed. ESPN ran countdown clocks to the Heat's dynasty. Vegas installed Miami as favorites overnight. Analysts wrote think pieces about how no roster in the NBA could even slow them down.
They're the favorites. Vegas has already made them the favorites this morning to win an NBA championship. But there's going to be it's going to be a lot less automatic.
The script was written. The ending was decided. There was just one problem. Nobody told Dallas. By 2011, Dirk Nowitzki had spent 13 years in the NBA. 13 years of excellence. 13 years of staying loyal to one city, one franchise, one jersey. And for 13 years, they called him soft. It started in 2006. Dallas took a 2-0 series lead over Miami in the NBA Finals. They were 4 wins away from a championship. Dirk was dominant. Then something happened that nobody fully explained. They lost 4 straight. Just like that. Gone. And the narrative hardened overnight. Dirk disappears in big moments. He can't close. He's too passive. But 2006 was just the beginning. The Dallas Mavericks finished with the best record in the entire NBA. Dirk won MVP. They were the #1 seed, overwhelming favorites. In the first round, they lost to the 8th seed.
This was our year. Last year we fell short. This year we got to go for it. And then here comes the next huge disappointment, running into the Warriors team.
The 8th seed, the Golden State Warriors, a team that had no business sharing the same court.
We believe team with Baron Davis playing out of his mind. Donnell, he knew every weakness.
Gone in 6 games.
They really took it to us there, and we lost, I believe, 4-2.
The criticism turned savage after that. Skip Bayless put him on blast every single morning. Writers questioned his mentality, his toughness, his will. And Dirk? He smiled through it, cracked jokes in interviews, stayed humble, but something was happening inside that nobody could see. Because the thing about being publicly broken down, year after year, headline after headline, is that it doesn't just hurt your reputation, it builds something. In the right person, it becomes fuel. And Dirk was in the gym at midnight, alone, shooting the same one-legged fadeaway over and over and over. Not for scouts, not for highlights, not for anyone, just to be ready. For a moment he didn't know was coming. That's not softness. That's obsession wearing a quiet face. And obsession, given enough time, becomes something dangerous. By 2011, the window was closing. Not slamming shut, but closing. Dirk was 32. His teammates weren't headliners. Jason Kidd, brilliant, but 37 years old. Jason Terry, a 6th man elevated by circumstance. Sean Marion, Tyson Chandler. Role players built around one man's greatness. No big-name signings. No blockbuster deals. No hype. And across the country, in Miami, the Heat were doing photo shoots for magazines they hadn't earned yet. Think about that contrast for a second. One team was being fitted for championship rings in November. The other team was just showing up. Working. Quiet. The entire basketball world had already decided Dallas didn't matter.
We got outcoached by Rick Carlisle and his staff, and we got outplayed by Dirk and Jason Terry and J Kidd, but that little JJ Barea. Nobody give him credit. JJ Barea was the one who changed the series. We didn't have no answer for him.
They were about to find out how badly they'd miscalculated. In round 1, Portland Trail Blazers. Dallas dispatched Portland in 6 games. Clean, professional, clinical. But what you need to understand is what Dirk looked like during those 6 games. Something was different. There was a stillness about him. A calm that wasn't quite normal. Like a man who'd already settled something internally and was just waiting for the rest of the world to catch up. His footwork was surgical. His reads were telepathic. And that one-legged fadeaway, the shot he'd grooved alone at midnight for years, was unguardable. 1 series down. Next, round 2, Los Angeles Lakers wait. The Los Angeles Lakers, Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, Phil Jackson, 2-time defending champions, a dynasty in real time. This was supposed to be the wall, the checkpoint that stopped Dallas cold. Dallas swept them in 4 games. 4 games. The defending champions went home before most people even noticed the series had started. Sports media briefly blinked, then immediately pivoted back to whatever LeBron was doing. Nobody wanted to look too hard at what was happening in Dallas. That was a mistake. Round 3, Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma City were the future. Kevin Durant, 22 years old, already terrifying. Russell Westbrook, a force of nature. James Harden coming off the bench with championship talent. Young, fast, explosive. And OKC won the first 2 games. Right on cue, the narrative snapped back into place. Dallas is too slow. Dirk is too old. This is where the story ends. Here's where it gets interesting. That's when Dirk got quieter. Not defeated, not frustrated, locked in. The kind of quiet that comes right before something breaks. Dallas won 4 straight. Game 5 alone, Dirk scored 40 points on an injured finger he hadn't told anyone about. With a torn tendon he'd been playing through in silence. 40 points, injured, silent, unstoppable. That's not talent. That's something older than talent. Dallas was going to the NBA Finals, and waiting on the other side was the team the whole world had been watching since July 2010. The NBA Finals, Dallas Mavericks versus Miami Heat. June 2011. This was it. LeBron, Wade, Bosh, the Superteam, the dynasty, the pre-written ending, versus Dirk, and a group of men nobody was making documentaries about. Miami won Game 1. The narrative reasserted itself with full confidence. The Heat had this. Dallas would fold. The story would go according to plan. And then something happened in Game 2 that nobody saw coming. Dallas was down 15 points in the 4th quarter. 15. That's not a deficit. That's a message. That's the game telling you it's over. Most teams hear that message and accept it. Dallas didn't. Bucket by bucket, stop by stop. The lead shrunk. The Miami crowd grew uneasy. The Heat looked at each other with an expression that was almost confusion. Dirk hit a running floater to tie the game. Dallas won in overtime. The series was tied, and something in the air had shifted. But here's what nobody was talking about at halftime of this series. LeBron James, in his first NBA Finals, was starting to go somewhere mentally that nobody could reach him. We'll come back to that. And at this point in the series, something didn't make sense. The Heat were supposed to be unbeatable. Everyone had agreed on this. Vegas, ESPN, the players themselves. But Dallas kept winning the moments that mattered. Wade and LeBron mocked Dirk's injury during a timeout. The throat-clearing gesture, laughing. On the biggest stage in basketball.
This is blatant. This is childish arrogance. This is petty. This, I thought, would have been beneath Dwyane Wade's dignity, not LeBron's, but Dwyane Wade's. But he's the perpetrator. He's the one making the jokes about 85 degrees.
And Dirk went back to his hotel room that night and, by his own admission, he cried. Not from sadness. From 13 years of frustration finally reaching a boiling point. He dried his eyes, came back the next night, and played the best basketball of his life. Games 3 and 4 swung back to Miami. The series was alive. The tension was unbearable. And then Game 4 produced a moment that somehow became a symbol for the entire series. Dirk at the free throw line. Late game. The building hostile. He had this strange pre-shot routine, a little twitch before each attempt. Wade started mimicking it on the Miami bench, mocking it, laughing. Dirk sank both free throws. Every single mockery, every soft label, every ESPN segment, every magazine piece had become ammunition. Game 5, Dallas wins. Game 6, Dallas leads in the fourth quarter. And LeBron James goes missing. Not physically, he's on the floor, he's moving, he's there. But in the moments that require him most, he isn't. Dallas gets their stops, Dirk gets his buckets, the clock winds down. That one-legged fadeaway, the midnight shot, the lonely gym shot, the nobody's watching shot, rises over a defender. One leg, eyes soft, ball traced against the arena lights. Through the net. Clean. The final buzzer sounds. Dirk Nowitzki stands completely still on the basketball court. He looks up. Then he turns, finds a service hallway, walks away from the confetti and the cameras and the celebrating teammates. When he came back out, he accepted the Larry O'Brien trophy. Jason Kidd, 19 years in the league, never a ring, held it and cried like a child. Jason Terry, who tattooed the championship trophy on his arm before the season started while the world laughed at him, held the real one now, and Dirk stood in the middle of it all. Quiet. Like a man who'd always known. Here's where the story gets uncomfortable. The Mavericks won the championship. Dirk won Finals MVP. It was one of the most dramatic individual runs in playoff history. And then, the NBA moved on. Almost immediately. No dynasty narratives for Dallas. No GOAT conversation for Dirk. No, can they repeat? Features. No, is this the best team ever? Think pieces. The following summer, analysts pivoted to LeBron's redemption arc. Then the Thunder. Then the Heat winning back-to-back. Then Golden State. Dallas won their title and drifted into the background. They lost their core, couldn't replicate the chemistry. The window closed quietly. And here's the question nobody wanted to answer in 2011, and nobody wants to answer now. What does it mean that Dirk won? Because what he actually proved in 6 games against the most celebrated roster assembled in modern basketball is that super teams aren't inevitable, that star stacking isn't unbeatable, that loyalty, staying in one place, suffering quietly, building something real, is not a losing strategy. He proved that rings can be won differently, and the league wasn't ready for that message. Because 2 years later, when LeBron finally got his ring, the redemption arc was complete. The GOAT conversation reset. The dynasty eventually happened. And Dirk's championship, the one that preceded it, the one that actually stopped it, got quietly filed away. It's in the record books, but in the conversation, in the debates, in the documentaries, it echoes, quietly, like a question nobody wants to sit with long enough to answer. But here's the version that doesn't get told enough. Dirk came to America at 20 years old, barely spoke English, from a small city in Germany, not polished, not loud, not a brand. He wasn't built for the spotlight, he was built for the work. He stayed in Dallas for 21 seasons, same city, same jersey, same franchise. In an era where loyalty became a punchline, he never flinched. And he got one window, one perfect alignment of teammates, timing, and fire. One shot at the thing he'd been working toward since his first midnight gym session in the late 1990s. He didn't waste it. He took that one shot against the biggest obstacle the league had ever manufactured, and he made it count. No second chances. No reloading. No, let me build a new team. One window. One ring. One the hardest possible way. Dirk Nowitzki didn't build a dynasty. He broke one. Every era has stories like this. Stories that happened, that mattered, that changed things, and then got swallowed by the next news cycle, the next superstar, the next narrative the league wanted to tell. Dirk's championship doesn't come with a dynasty attached. Doesn't come with GOAT debates or 10-part docuseries or a signature shoe campaign built around it. It comes with one trophy, one Finals MVP, one man crying alone in a service corridor while confetti falls 20 feet away, and a league that decided to keep moving. But here's what I know about stories that get forgotten. They're still true. If you're the kind of person who wants to find these stories, the ones history walks past, the ones that don't get enough volume, the ones that deserve more than a footnote, then subscribe, because there are more forgotten kings out there. And we're just getting started.